Let me know what background gameplay you guys would like to see. For this one, it's just bunkers, but it can be practice or really whatever. But here's a video topic that I've been planning on making for quite a while. I've been playing the HCF game mode since 2012, so over like 5 years. In that period of time, I have taken many breaks, both public and like publicly announced breaks and, you know, just kind of laying low breaks. And I wanted to discuss them in a video as to, you know, like why and kind of like what was going through my head when I decided, so that you guys kind of get an inside look on, you know, my thought process behind that. The first thing I want to talk about is the fact that pretty much like almost anyone who still plays this game that's been playing for as long as me has taken breaks. Even people with YouTube channels like, you know, Stimpy, I'll just throw that name out there. Everyone who's been playing for as long as me have had periods of time where they're not playing. Now, obviously the periods of time that they're not playing is a little different. It's different for everyone, but it still exists. Now, none of them quit, but they just wanted a break. And here's where I messed up. Obviously, after playing for a certain amount of time, the game gets kind of boring and you need to take a step back and take a little break and then, you know, come back to it. That's logical. And that's what many people have done. Even me, but I've also had instances where I would publicly announce my boredom of the game and other things where I would just publicly announce it after acting on an impulse of, hey, I'm not having a super enjoyable time playing this game. Let's publicly announce that I'm not going to be playing anymore. And obviously, that's a mistake. Like, you bet people like Stimpy have taken breaks, but they don't make a video saying, hey guys, I'm going to be taking a break, I don't know when. Yeah, so that's not the way to go, because then when you come back, it's kind of like asking for attention almost by saying, okay guys, I'm not going to be playing. It's one thing to alert your fan base, saying not having too much fun right now, and then it's another thing to just try to grab attention from it. And so one of my biggest mistakes was publicly announcing the fact that I was taking breaks and acting on that impulse instead of just, you know, riding it out until I could enjoy myself on the game again. I've grown a lot as an individual since I, you know, did stuff like that. And now I can look back on it and actually like understand myself, or understand back then. Because back then I could not understand myself at all and I acted on impulse like all the time. So yeah, my number one advice is for this video, is don't act on impulse and like announce things based on impulses that you have. Because that's what younger me did, and younger me regrets that. In hindsight, I should have, you know, just scheduled a bunch of uploads to upload maybe like once a week, or just severely tone it back to the point where I'm not actually playing, but I'm still getting uploads out, you know, once every 1 or 2 weeks until I, you know, feel like playing the game again. So looking back at younger me, that was my biggest problem, which I'm better about now because obviously I'm more mature as a person and can understand things like that. Because now I really think of pretty much every decision I make from all possible perspectives that I know, and really like analyze it to see, instead of acting on impulse. It's much more productive that way. So I've covered one reason, and that's me acting on my impulses instantly and announcing it publicly. Decisions which I have regretted and reflected upon since then. So now I will be moving on to another reason. I want to talk about a specific instance. This is when I announced that I was quitting on Kohi. I'm pretty sure it was with me and Strafe, like after Vero failed and flopped and we lost a lot of motivation. Not flopped, it just failed because, you know, we don't need to get into that. But yeah, we were getting frustrated with the server for reasons not needed to be mentioned. And on top of that, we've been playing for a period of time that we just couldn't really find too much fun in it anymore. So motivation plus boredom. I know for those of you who watched that video, the one of me quitting, which I hope a lot of you guys who were around back then still watch my videos, but I don't actually know how many of you from back then still watch my videos. But the reason I gave for quitting in that video is because I wanted to do other things with my life, and the reason, or the specificity, if that's a word that I gave, is that I wanted to produce music. And here's another one of my younger self problems. I liked the idea of that. I'm so fascinated with a lot of things, like the end goal of some things, like editing cool videos, or, you know, some songs, or like making animated film stuff. All of that stuff interests me, and at the time making music is what interested me. But when you actually, you know, like, kind of dissect the process, I turn out to only like the outcome and not like the process of doing it. Which, it's not worth it at that point. If you don't love like, also writing a book, I think that'd be awesome, but the process of it also. So with all these examples, I'm interested in the final, you know, polished outcome and all that. But the process behind it to get to that point is something that I just have a hard time enjoying for like anything really. And so that's why I thought I would enjoy making music, but then, you know, I sat down and the whole like process of actually doing it was just super stressful. And yeah, so I still get messages to this day of people asking me, hey, you quit for your music career, how's that going? When in reality that's just something I said because I thought it would be cool, because I enjoyed the outcome of it, not the process. And that's not something I realized as my younger self. So that little story kind of segues into my big next point of why I've taken so many breaks. This concept has played a part in pretty much every time I've taken a break or like publicly announced my doing of something else. And that is me just wanting to do other things in my life. You know, younger me couldn't realize that, you know, you don't have to upload twice a day every day. You could just tone it back, but instead of full on taking a break. But I'm gonna get a little personal here. I don't have all that much going on. And so most of the times that I've taken, like, I don't have much going on in my life. I'm a full-time college student and I make videos. I don't really have many in real life friends because I don't have much common ground to talk to them with. I don't have anything to discuss with most people because I don't do small talk. And I also don't have a ton of interests, so that rules out most friendships right there. I'm not super willing to small talk, and I don't have a ton of interests. So that being said, you guys could understand why I don't have a whole bunch to do. I pretty much just go to college, then come home, and do the whole YouTube thing. Which, it's not my dream, or, you know, or my, like, super life goal to, like, become a big entertainer, because that's not really me. You guys know this. With my personality, that's not really me. However, it is something to do that is not, it's not dreadful doing it. It's bearable and it's entertaining most of the time. So I'm thankful for it. So like the reason for me taking a break over the summer is because I was attempting to do other things in real life and not, you know, get stuck in this cycle of, you know, go to college and then come home and do this all day every day. So, you know, I changed up my life a little bit. I went out of town with some people for the whole summer and stayed on the beach essentially. Which, that was dope. It was an awesome life experience. And while I was there, I got to do a lot of thinking. And once again, most of these points just kind of come back to my younger, more dumb self and reflecting upon that now. Like, for example, I could attempt to do other things in my life and still maintain recording YouTube content. But for some reason, I, you know, thought that I had to quit cold turkey and find other things to do, which that is not the case. Moderation is important, and it's important that you have moderation between all the different aspects of things that you do in your life. For some reason, it didn't really click in my head that I could do all of the things that I wanted to do. I would just have to spend a little less time on certain things instead of completely stopping it. Also, this is kind of unrelated, but I figured you guys watching this video deserve to know. In January, me, Fi, and Scars, you guys should know them if you watch some of my videos. I play with them. We are getting an apartment together. So that will definitely bring some more interest into my life and allow for a lot of cool opportunities to happen. I'm like 99% sure I'll be starting a separate vlog channel, but more info on that later. I just felt like I had to address, you know, what I'm attempting to do to make some change in my life, since I kind of brought up the whole me not doing much thing. So the moral of this video is pretty much, as you age, you get wiser and really start to think about things and like critically think about, you know, decisions you've made in your lives, what you could have done differently, and you just grow as a person, and especially intellectually. And I was immature. Not immature in a traditional sense of you know, being a trash-talking little kid who doesn't know that he's talking to another, like, actual human, but immature in the sense of, like, intellectual immaturity, essentially. And, yeah, those are all the reasons that I've taken breaks / quit in the past. Pretty much all just has to deal with me being a lot younger and not realizing some of the things that I realize today. You know, you're kind of blind to the facts that you refuse to see. Hope you guys enjoyed listening / watching this video. It gets a little hard to talk about myself. I always get nervous whenever I record these voiceover commentaries because I just feel like I won't say what I'm trying to say correctly. But once I get going, it gets a little easier. But pretty much every time I try to record one of these, it's a long process of, oh, it's not going to be good enough. Oh, yeah, I can't start because it's not going to, yeah. And that's a whole thing. So yeah, hope this video shed some light and gave you a little bit of insight. Even though, you know, being a Minecraft YouTuber isn't like my dream job, my dream career, I hope, like, you can bet that I won't be, you know, like, stopping anytime soon, because I would take my own advice, and once I start, you know, super, like, not enjoying the game and getting a lot less time in my life as I, you know, get more and more responsibility as I get older. The only thing that would change is the amount of uploads, really. Because, you know, with more and more responsibility, you get less and less time to be on games. Plus, I'll be chilling with my homies in my apartment. But yeah, if I'm ever not enjoying the game, the only thing that'll change is the amount of uploads, and I'll address it in an upload. But I'm not really getting any signs of that happening. I'm enjoying myself on what I'm doing in the game. Obviously, I can't really play like actual HCF servers traditionally. I haven't been doing that, but I, you know, can run around with my kids and mess around with friends, all that stuff. So yeah, don't take this video as a I'm quitting or I'm quitting soon type thing. I just wanted to address my young and dumber self. If you want proof that I'm enjoying the game, go watch my 1-hour video that I posted yesterday, or someday. It's real recent. I don't think there's a dull moment in that whole video. So peace out everyone, and goodbye.